already moving up to year 8 of Siege, and we are so committed to this game. We're already looking at the next 10 years.
Meanwhile,
stop the cap.
Rainbow Six Siege is probably the most unique FPS to ever be released. But with that being said, Siege has been dealing with the worst cheating epidemic ever. At the Year 9 reveal, one of the devs was talking about Siege and its future. And to sum it up, he said he wants 10 more years of Siege. And looking at the current landscape of Siege with the cheating issues, all the bugs, all the problems, and lack of content in this last year, it had me thinking. There's no way Ubisoft is supporting these claims and allowing one of their devs to say something like this if they don't have a plan. And this is where I think Siege 2 comes into play. It's become a huge trend for a lot of big games that ran on older engines to go onto newer engines. Let's take CSGO and Overwatch for two huge examples. From devs that I've spoken to, Rainbow Six Siege is basically built up by spaghetti coding, which what that means is if one thing breaks, then a bunch of other things break as well. That's why we have so many ongoing bugs that come in and out, especially with audio and so much more. So today I want to talk about Rainbow Six Siege 2 and my wish list for Rainbow Six Siege 2. Now, let me know down in the comments, guys, what your thoughts and opinions would be if Rainbow Six Siege 2 were a thing, and what things you would want Siege 2 to have. Let's get into it. It doesn't matter what game you play, from Call of Duty to Roblox to Apex Legends, you're going to find cheaters in every FPS game. And it's super exhausting at the moment, and it would be nice for Ubisoft to actually invest some of that money into a more complex anti-cheat. And I know it's not that easy as just throwing money into it, but it would just be nice to have an upgrade, because right now Siege, even in its state with the lack of content, would be super enjoyable if I was just able to play the freaking game. On the topic of anti-cheat though, I also want to talk about console, because it's rampant by MNK users using Zens, Zims, anything that has a USB that they can stick in and get an advantage. And the thing is, it's not only Siege. This is something I need to explain to you guys. It's not only Siege that's dealing with these issues. It's even sports games like NBA 2K with people using Zens to get automatic green lights so they never miss. I like what Ubisoft's doing with the mousetrap idea, and I know a lot of people are saying just ban them all, and it does feel that way where you get frustrated to the point where you want everybody to be banned. But I like that Ubisoft is trying something new with this, so I just want them to be a little bit quicker with this technology, especially if they move to another game with a new engine. Now, I don't want to speak too in depth about game engines because, let's be honest, I'm not a game developer, but it's pretty obvious that a 2014 Assassin's Creed Unity engine is not going to be that great in 2024, as you can tell with all the game-breaking audio bugs and whatnot that we experience in Siege. So a new engine would be great, especially when talking about audio. Ubisoft has a game called XDefiant that released the last 6 months, and the audio in that game is fantastic. I feel like no matter how much stuff is going on around the map, I always know if someone's close to me, under me, above me, etc. And like I said, there's a lot going on, just like in Rainbow Six Siege, where vertical holes can change the way audio goes through the map and whatnot. So a newer engine would be needed because there's so many game-breaking audio bugs. Like, for example, you'll have an unlimited Jaeger 416 gun blasting in your ear for an entire round until you shoot a cam or shoot a drone or etc. So this is needed. Now, let's stop talking about the technical things. Let's talk about things that should have been added into Siege at the release. And this is obvious: operator mastery system. So how this would work is every single operator would have their own levels. And the more that you play an operator, the more stuff you unlock. I'm not going to say like a battle pass system, because I don't want you to think that you have to pay to unlock these things, but almost like a tier system. So every single tier you would unlock something new that's unique to those operators. And of course, the higher you get, the more difficult it is or more XP needed, and the more skins and more rare rewards you get. And of course, season by season, this would be, of course, updated. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a lot of work for this many operators. Well, too bad, because Ubisoft does have talented designers when they actually use them and don't half-ass a lot of their skins. Next would be tournament mode. Now, this has been something rumored for years and it's been pushed back multiple times, but tournament mode is a must need for Rainbow Six Siege. And with the R6 Marketplace dropping this year, it's a perfect time. because now people are incentivized to actually want to grind tournament mode, because you can reward the player base with R6 credits. And I don't mean like a little amount of R6 credits, like give people some buying power with these R6 credits, because I don't want to be playing a tournament just for 1,000 R6 credits. That's BS. And in my opinion, I think it should vary in skill groups, not like almost like a different rank, but just something different to value people's skills. Because if someone's copper to silver, they should not be facing top champs in these tourneys. There should be different levels of skill groups and just different tourneys in general. So everybody, whether you're casual, whether you're pro, you can compete and enjoy the gameplay. Not only that, but of course you would get exclusive unlockables playing these tourneys. Whether that's player banners, maybe even charms. That would be super sick. Next is going to be creative custom games. Let me use 5 of the same operators, or let me turn on a mode that lets me just punch reinforcements or take off reinforcements. There's just too much that we don't have in custom games, and it makes it super annoying to try to do YouTube videos that's explaining site setups, or even fun videos. Like, for example, why can't I use 5 of the same operator, or make an operator opposite speed, or, you know, stuff like that? Because it would be so freaking fun if I can make an operator like Doc 3 speed, and then make operators that are 3 speed, 1 speed, and just stuff like that would be super fun and easy. Different matchmaking in general would also be wanted, because right now the way the matchmaking system works is completely awful. I think we should revamp rank 1.0 and 2.0, and I'm not going to say make a rank 3.0, just call it ranked, but make it better. Because first of all, the grindability of ranked ever since rank 2.0 has came out is not there. Ranked 2.0 is a failure. I don't care what anybody says. There should be no reason why me as a copper should be facing champs as a copper, even though that's my hidden skill MMR, and then I can queue with coppers while being an actual champ. It's stupid. Makes no sense. Screw that. You should also add some type of system where if I'm 5 stacked, I should be queuing into 5 stacks more often. I shouldn't be facing 5 solo queuers while I'm 5 stacked. Maybe even add like maybe a solo queue mode, or like some type of operator role mode, because that would be very interesting to see how people play, and it gives you more of a reason to grind specific modes. Like, for example, if I'm grinding, you know, for hard breach role, that would be pretty cool just to see how that goes, you know? I would also really want gun customizability, and I'm not talking about just, you know, like the Call of Duty level where you have 50 million different types of attachments and it changes the gun completely. I wouldn't want that because bouncing would be too difficult, but simple stuff like let me change the shape of my reticle, let me make my own reticle, let me change the size of the hollow scope, the red dot scope, etc. Little stuff like this would improve the game so much more, and it would make guns feel just a lot more fluent. And you know those cool little arcade game modes that we get, like that changes, and you know those cool little arcade game modes we have? What if we brought back old Siege and old game modes, like for example the original extraction event that we had that came out with Lion and Finca? Add these things in game. Why are these unused assets that we don't use anymore? Including old Siege builds, like the most prominent. And I know this might take up a lot of the data that's needed for Siege, but once again, we're running on a new engine, and hopefully you can actually support this type of stuff. Like, let people that have never experienced year 1 Siege finally get to experience it. Or like, for example, old Blackbeard, or just have a game mode with all those old movements, old maps, and old operators. Like, that would be so freaking cool. Last but not least, I want them to have creator skins and have community creator skins. So, for example, someone that's on YouTube but not on Twitch, they won't get an in-game charm. Well, they should, and there should be their own. Like, for example, Meaty Marley, Coconut Brow, they don't stream. Meaty Marley just started streaming, so in the next few seasons, he should probably get a charm, but he should have had a charm for his impact on the game. Same with community creative skins. A lot of GFX artists on Twitter, and just in the community in general, they post their own homemade skins that they've made, and honestly, they're better than what we have in game. So they should be rewarded by either a voting system where they get their skin added in game, and they get either 1, the R6 credits that amounts to whoever bought their skin or the money valued from R6 credits. Really doesn't matter, but overall they would still be getting paid at their choice. This would be really freaking sick, and it would feel like Ubisoft's actually appreciating the community creators. Now guys, if you guys agreed, disagreed, or whatever, let me know down in the comments by just telling me what things you would want added into Rainbow Six Siege 2. I definitely am predicting Siege 2 is going to be a thing, so if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I feel like year 10, definitely they're going to probably release something mentioning Siege 2, but we'll see. Besides that, guys, have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching the video.